I am at the coffee shop in Palembang. We arrived last night at in the middle of night, and then because it's already very late, so we decided to stay in the hotel in the city in Palembang. Today we are going to explore the city a bit, and after that we will continue our trip to Jambi, but it will take like 7 hours trips. So let's see what we can find on the way.
So this was our first morning in Sumatra, and as every day, of course, we had to start it with a coffee. And then we were really excited to finally explore Palembang and to see something. So our first stop was the bridge, Jambatan Ampera, which is like this very famous landmark in Palembang. It's actually a vertical lift bridge. It doesn't work anymore, but it's still quite nice to see, and it's a beautiful place to just go around a bit and explore. And then Danu had this idea to take a picture with our black pearl all around Sumatra, like next to the famous landmark. So he was very excited to try and find a place where we could actually put black pearl in front of the bridge and take a picture with us. So I can highly recommend going to Plaza Benteng Kuto Besak. I would have loved to explore the city some more, but yeah, we had to move on and head towards Jambi. But after a while, I managed to at least convince Dano to get over the bridge, to drive over the bridge. So at least we can see it, even though he didn't want to at first because it was off, like out of our route. But yeah, we just went over, took a U-turn and went back, so at least we got to experience. Time to feast.
Such a big lunch.
All for you.
I eat all of this.
Let's see.
We are ready to go to Jambi, our next city, our third city in this trip. And then, but it will take like 7 hours. We will stop in some place in the middle. We already have some place in mind, but let's see what we can find.
It took us a lot longer to get to Jambi than we expected. So when it was around 5 o'clock, we decided to try and find a spot to spend the night at. On Google Maps, I was able to find a tempat wisata called Wahana Tirta Mulyo. And so we decided to head over there. It was already getting dark, and it was around like 13 kilometers off the main road through the palm plantations, which was a bit spooky. And it seemed like we are like completely getting lost and completely getting into the middle of nowhere. But then suddenly there was a town, a small town, and right next to the town we were able to find that tourist spot.
And I wasn't really sure about the idea to go to Setia Mulyo, this camping spot, because it's like 14 kilometers away from the main road. We didn't have any option because it's already like maybe 7 at night, so I just follow Julie that we found this place. I think this place is
okay for camping, and we saw that someone who take care of this place, so we asked permission to stay there, and then yeah, luckily we are accepted that.
Okay, all this like this. So there is a like a gap here. So that we put it here.
When we arrived there, the place was already closed down, and for me, I just would have left the car there and just stayed in the parking area. I usually feel quite safe in places, but Dano insisted that we try to get into the tourist place and try to find the caretaker. So luckily there was actually a guy in there singing karaoke by himself. So we approached him, and at first he was a bit, I guess he was not expecting a foreigners, strangers, arriving there in the middle of the night. But after we explained where we come from and what we are doing, that we are driving all around Sumatra, he was actually very happy to meet us, and he offered us to leave the car on the premise, and we were also allowed to use the facilities. So this is highly recommended that whenever you're trying to find a place to stay, make sure that you find the person who's in charge of that place, talk to them nicely, and then that will really help you to feel safe at night also. And he didn't ask any money from us, but we just gave him like a little donation just to say thank you, and we think that's quite an appropriate and a nice thing to do.
Masak apa?
Masak terong bulat dan nasi dan sambal dan telur. Master Chef. Palembang was good, no? Just the drive is crazy. Palembang was better than I thought. I thought there's nothing, but actually it's still okay. No?
So in the morning we woke up and we were finally able to see our camping spot, what it really looked like. It turned out to be like this fishing place where some of the locals would hang out. And then we were heading back to the Lintas and all the way up to Jambi. But in the morning I had a very special encounter with a local lady. We stopped at one of the warungs for some breakfast, and this lady kept on staring at me. And then after a while I heard her talking on the phone, and I don't know, telling her friend or her sister that she just met this bule who looks exactly like her sister. So she kept on looking at me. She was crying. I could really feel like her emotions, probably by just looking at me, remembering her sister. So it was a very nice moment. So after that, before we left, I asked her, which normally I never do, I asked her if she would like to take a picture with me, just because I could really sense she really wanted to take a picture with me, but she was too shy. So I offered it to her, and she was very thankful. So it was a very special moment between us. yeah, after that we went back to the Lintas. The Lintas was just the same like the day before. Crazy traffic, crazy holes. But yeah, we managed to head further up. And then just outside of Jambi, we stopped at Taman Alam Sebapo. It's a camping spot which was recommended to Danu by the campervan community. We just stayed there for a few hours because it was too early for us to stop there, like to stay for the night. But it's highly recommended if you look for a place close to Jambi, that's the place to go.
And it's like only 1 kilometer from the main route, so we went here and then just to take a rest a bit. I was take a nap and just a moment, just trying to recover and then get a little bit away from the road.
The best cheese in Indonesia.
I-
It's not me. This is for Danu. This is Danu's favorite sandwich. Me as a wife, I have to accept his
You know,
weird
if
way
your
of
mom-
eating.
If your mom see you that eat that cheese,
Analog cheese is what
maybe
we
they will
call it.
take your nationality.
Yes, that's why. And so you must put the black bar here. We don't know who is talking.
This is the European style, and this is the Indonesian style. Must be with nasi.
We decided to stay in the city because we really needed a good bed. We really needed to recover from the Lintas, 2 days on the Lintas. So we needed a proper bed and a hotel room. And we also wanted to explore the city for a bit. After dinner, we went to another bridge. So Jambi also has a very famous bridge called Jembatan Jentala Arsai. It's a walking bridge. It's curved, and especially at nighttime, it's amazing with the lights there. Lots of people are walking. There are street musicians on the bridge. So it's just a nice place to hang out and do a bit of people watching. Also below the bridge, there's like this warung area where people are just hanging out, listening to music, having a chat. So it's nice to kind of like feel the local vibes.
We are in Jambi now and stayed at one of the hotel in Jambi. And then because we thought that we need some rest from not only like driving, and then it was also the hard trip from Palembang to Jambi. Even it's only like 300 kilometers, but the traffic, the road, and the driving style is crazy, challenging. Maybe for me, I'm not really used to it, but maybe for
He's the island man with little traffic.
true. So today we decide to continue our trip to Pekanbaru.
Direction to Pekanbaru.
Yes.
Yeah, not all the way.
Yes, but we will try to get to Pekanbaru, but we are not sure yet. Maybe we could stop in the middle and stop somewhere that we can find a place for taking rest or camping in the middle, and then let's see what we can find later. And then now this morning is gloomy Wednesday, but we will do our best to keep the drive safe, and then we maybe can get some food for our
Meat.
trip. Some meat, yeah. Julie is craving for meat, for
So
steak.
in the city we have to buy the beef, otherwise it will be hard to find.
We're trying to put it in cold box and trying to get ice. Hope it will be good. It will be fine until night.
So after Jambi, we were heading off to Pekanbaru, and here finally the lintas got a bit better. It was actually quite beautiful driving through the hills, but again, just be very alert behind each curve. You don't know what expects you on your side of the road. And then again, in the kind of in the middle between Jambi and Pekanbaru, we decided that we needed to stop again for another night, and I luckily found a spot on Google Maps again, a campsite actually this time, called Bukit Condong, which is an amazing spot. I highly recommend this place. The access is quite difficult. It's tricky to find it also. Luckily we were able to find a number online, and then we called that person and that person helped us. But I wrote an article about it with the exact location and also some tips on how to get there. So just click on the link below to get there if you are interested to find out more about how to get to Bukit Condong.
Oh, not already. You want to check now? Huh?
Can you check? My car is not designed for the off-road, and it is not the off-road car. It's an MPV car. It's like a city car, a family car. What I was thinking that time, that if we get stuck here and then we will stay all night in the middle of nowhere in the palm plantation. That's it. But that's part of the adventures. It's one of the goals of this adventure. Anyway, we made it.
once you reach it, it's just amazing. Like it's on the hill. It's at the beginning of a big national park. So it's like right on the border between the palm plantations and the national park. Surrounded by hills, you have a view at night time over like the town and the forest, of course. So we really enjoyed this place. They do have a few cabins there, or you can just put your car or your tent in different spots. They also have facilities like, of course, a mosque and some toilets. And the other cool thing is that right behind the campsite, you can climb up on a hill for an even better view, and there are also some waterfalls nearby.
Polisi dulu minta tanda tangan. Makanya dibawa dia sampai di Riau, kita capnya kan. Nanti kalau udah lewat di kampung sini, umpamanya dia mau ke Inhil kan, kita ini baru pulang.
Jauh
Ya, Kalimantan bagus gara-gara.
ya.
Ya. Itu cantik tuh. Air.
What are you cooking, love?
Steak time tonight. Very fancy camping tonight.
Steak with what?
Potatoes and veggies.
Okay.
So excited. Look at me, so excited.
And the moment that I remember the most is in the morning, like waking up in this spot in the morning with the sun coming up behind the hills, and the monkeys were going crazy there. So they were like communicating and having fun probably between the hills. Like we had a fantastic time at Bukit Condong.
the sound of nature.
The access to Bukit Condong is a bit challenging. So I think during the rainy season, make sure you have a good car. When it's dry season, I think most cars will be able to make it. Like even for us, with our Black Pearl, we were able to get there. But because it was raining, there were some parts that were a bit tricky, but thankfully I have an amazing driver and Dano knows what he's doing, so it's okay, but the road is a bit tricky. However, also the people at the campsite, they told us in case we get stuck, they can help us out. They will help us to get back to the Lintas. So of course, there's always an option to just ask for help in case you need it.
So now we are continue our trip to Pekanbaru. I hope that we can make it before night.
Yep. See.
So let's see you in Pekanbaru, guys.
The distance is just around 280 kilometers, but the road had lots of turns. It was quite bumpy. So it took us a while to reach the city, and we actually arrived there at the night time. I had already looked for a camping spot on the outskirts of Pekanbaru. It looked really nice on Google Maps with 10 pictures, but when we arrived there, we couldn't find the entrance. The camping spot was actually just a park, which was closed at nighttime. So yeah, we went ahead, we booked a hotel. Soon, when we arrived at the hotel, reality hit us. He took a shower and just started snoring right away.
Today we are in Pekanbaru, and it's a province of Kepulauan Riau. We arrived last night. It's around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. I didn't really know it, but we arrived here very tired. Now we a little bit doubt ourselves that do we still can make it to Aceh or not. I don't know. We starting to losing time here because I also not really have so much time in this trip because I have go back to work in January. Julie was complaining last night to me that we just driving around every day hunting the city, but we didn't really enjoying the city. So maybe today I will try to just a little bit driving around the city, what we can see in Pekanbaru, and then of course we will go to the next city.
The next morning, after some breakfast, of course, we went to visit one of the landmarks of Pekanbaru, which is Masjid Agung An-Nur, and they also call it the Taj Mahal of Indonesia. Yeah, it's a nice place. Dano got his picture with Black Pearl, but I'm not so sure what the Indians would think about the comparison to the Taj Mahal. From Pekanbaru, we were heading towards North Sumatra, but you'll find out more about that stretch of road and our excitement of finally riding on a toll road after 1,000 kilometers on a very bumpy Lintas in the next episode. See you there!
Hi guys, good morning from Toba Lake in the North Sumatra province of Indonesia. What happened? You broke my camper van.
I improve it. Sometimes things have to be broken to be improved. Reinvent.
But we also have a bad news that we just realized that we are lost half of our cooking stuff.